Hello and welcome to me playing a casual round at Stafford Woods Disc Golf Course in Voorhees, New Jersey. This course is another Adam Harris designed course. It was put up in 2012, and it is a gorgeous course with a mix of wooded and open holes. It has several different tee positions based on the day, and honestly, don't really worry about what's going on the screen right now. I just realized as I was recording VO for the first time that you need something at the beginning to kind of set up what's happening. So this has nothing to do with the round, but we can get into that right now as we come up to hole 1. In the current position, it's a 319-foot par 3. So I'm going to throw my V-Rock with no intention of getting into the basket. I just needed to go straight down the chute there, kind of miss that tree in the middle to the left, and hope for the best. And I get a pretty decent flip, turn it over a tiny bit, but you can't really see, but I got a very good kick right back to the middle of the fairway, which is super great. So, as you can see, I'm right in the middle of the fairway. The basket is right to the left of those two trees in the background, and I just kind of have to throw something straight at them, and I should be within 15 feet, but I kind of fluff it, the forearm. I decided to go with the forearm because I didn't want to rock my hand on that tree behind me. I was kind of pinched. So I didn't really commit, and I end up edge of circle. So let's see how first putt of the day goes. As I mentioned in my previous video, I don't like to practice putting. I kind of just go right into it, so that would be an argument for practicing putting. And also, as I eat one over for funsies, you'll notice that it's the same miss that I was having most of my round at Alcyon, so let's hope that didn't follow me here. Move on with a bogey, and honestly, that's not too bad for this hole. It's a hard hole to get, especially when it's your first throw of the day. So we move on to hole 2. There's a 355-foot par 3. I am playing the shorts just because I'm not very good. So I'm going to throw my Valkyrie. The basket is kind of a long hyzer from where I am, and that's what I'm kind of trying to get a little bit of flip up just so it kind of carries a little bit further on that hyzer. And I throw it pretty decently. As long as it's over there, it can get a little bit hairy in the rough. It can be kind of hard to access the pin, but hopefully I didn't get too deep in there. And luckily I didn't, but I do have to go fully 90 degrees from where I am to get to it, around all that stuff. And I throw my Justice, and it just catches edge the whole way and ends up pretty much parked. That's a pretty good bounce back from the bogey on hole 1. This is honestly a pretty easy par 4, but it still feels good to get a birdie, you know. Nice putt. Dead center. 10 feet. Crushing it. Making a weird face. Moving on to hole 3. It's a 224-foot par 3. You kind of just have to go through that gap in the trees there and get a little bit to the left. This is a very hard hole for a lefty, so I'm going to be throwing my Mako 3 on Anheuser and hoping to kind of have it drift down towards the basket. I get an early release on that Anheuser, but I do fully commit, and luckily that little tree kick doesn't put my disc on hyzer and put me right into that pond there, because that is something that happens quite frequently. And I am near edge of circle, probably 20 feet out. Maybe 25, to an elevated basket, newly elevated, I might add, looks great. And bag another, 2 birdies in a row, heck yeah, 1 down for the round. Ooh, yeah, so cool. I'm so cool and awesome at frisbees. As we move on to hole 4, this is a par 4, 439 feet. My shot for this is I don't like to bite off too much on the first shot. I just kind of try to throw to that little hill to open up my second shot to really get near the pin. But unfortunately, my banger's gotten pretty beat in and has been turning over for me. It's a little bit more touchy than it used to be, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out where it is in terms of stability. So I turn it over, but I get a decent kick. It's kind of straight down. But this really pinches me off, and honestly, unless I do something stupid, really takes birdie out of play. So I'm just kind of going to try to lay up with my Mako get a little bit further down around the bend, lay up to the opening in the trees. And I'm a little short, but it sits, and I kind of have a straight shot right at the basket from where I am. It is a very hot day. As I get progressively sweatier throughout this video, I just wanted to... Look at all those buggies! I just wanted to let that be known. So I'm going to just throw my banger, just kind of like a little layup. I'm not really trying to make this. I'm a little bit too far out to give it a confident run, so hopefully I can scoot it up to the basket. And I do just that. Have a nice tap in for 4. That's always good when the plan works out. So usually there's a 390-foot par 3 that's on the right fairway, but that was taken out for the Stafford Open in 2020. It's not there right now, so I have to play the longer 565-foot par 4. For a lefty, I can actually get a little bit more distance by throwing a more stable disc because the fairway slopes right to left. My disc will get a little extra turn, drift down, and then kind of come back. Even so, I threw that wraith pretty nose up and almost went out of bounds the other way. So, but that's honestly not the worst, because if I go out of bounds right, at least I am right there. So I throw my rock. I really give it way too much hyzer and height. I wanted to throw something a little bit more direct at the basket and have it finish to the right, but I really didn't have a super good line. So I'm about, I don't know how far out. I'm pretty far out. And I'm going to try to get something near the basket, maybe give it a light run, but hit a branch. But I got a really good kick straight down, because that could have been really bad. If I had kicked to the left, there's a bunch of trees over there, and I would have had no luck. So I can clean up a par, and I'm feeling pretty good. As we move on to hole 6. Yeah. Oh. I put way too much walking in that one. Hole 6, 428-foot par 4 down this hill onto this really nice elevated green that was put in by volunteers. There is a... that's a very good shot. There is a... I use my T-bird, kind of have something stable that will turn over a little bit. There's a memorial plaque. There is a memorial plaque on that I cannot remember who it's for right now, but it's just a very nice addition to the course. So now I'm going to throw my AVR X3. I could have gone straight at it, but there's a lot more of an opening to the left, and I was hoping the stability of that disc could really kind of get around all that, and that would be the easiest, highest percentage shot. But I hit a tree and kind of kicked outside a circle, so so close. That was an inch higher. That would have been such a good make. I would have felt so good about myself. But unfortunately, can't win them all. Nice, easy tap in par. And I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. This is an easy one to bogey, because you can just, if you miss that, if you don't hit metal, you can go way past. So here we have 192-foot par 3. Water carry the whole way. It's a pretty easy hole. It's not too long of a shot, but that water can really get in your head. So I'm throwing my tactic, which rip that tactic. I've since lost it in this water. Throwing my big ol' hyzer. I hit that tree. It was looking good, kind of an ace run, but I hit that tree and trickled down towards the water. And that's really the biggest obstacle on this. Isn't so much the distance, it's that if you hit any of those trees, because it kind of slopes down and towards the water, you can go right in, and that's happened to me many times. So I'm kind of blocked off by the tree in front of me, but I'm not that far, and I just missed the left. That's a real bummer for me. If I make it over the water, I'm really looking for a birdie here. It's bad enough to lose a disc, but if I make it, you're usually within 15-20 feet. So that's kind of a bummer, but it was a weird lie. And I cleaned up a par, so and I didn't lose a disc until later. So move on to hole 8. This is I think a 244-foot par 3. This, by my estimation, hardest shot on the course. I'm trying to throw a flip up to the left gap. And I completely miss, but
That's an amazing kick.
tree gods smiled on me on this day and kicked me into the open. But yeah, I was trying to throw a hyzer flip up through that left side and kind of have it. It would still end up in a similar place, but I completely missed my line. And gave it kind of a half run, not super committed. I'll run over there. This is a course where if you're going to miss, you should miss by a lot as opposed to by a little bit. Because if I was like 3 inches off of my throw, I would have cleaned up that par. If I was 3 inches off, I would have hit a tree and fell very close to where I was. But if I'm, several feet off, I end up in a pretty decent spot. So move on to hole 9. Last hole in this front 9, 213-foot par 3. This is, honestly, for some reason, my banger GT just wants to work on this hole. Every time, straight down the gut, pure in it. Perfect. So we're going to get a tap-in birdie to end my front 9. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, YouTube stuff. If you want to see the back 9, you can if you want. It'll be up. Here's that turtle. That's always at the end of my videos. See you in the next thing.